When you wake up, you are confused by the pain. You should have good sleep, but instead your body is itching all over. You scratched your hand out and looked at the unfamiliar room. It felt something different. Immediately, you moved to the side and looked at your own body under the quilt. What was this? You moved out suddenly. That hand around your waist pulled you back, as if it owned by him. Don't move. You mechanically looked back, and your forehead almost dumb on his chin. He had his one hand on your waist, laying beside you with his closed eyes. His breathing is steady and calm, and hair was uncombed, falling down along his forehead. His handsome face is so good looking that it couldn't describe with words. Why are you here in my room? We had an agreement. You rolled out of bed. Jungkook hated being disturbed when he slept. He had a serious issue of being woken up. He opened his eyes coldly. Why? Look carefully. This is my room. Didn't you want to sleep with me when you came to my room? You looked around and found pictures of him in the room. I am not. You ran out of room, not daring to take a glance at man early in the morning. Housekeeper thought something is wrong and immediately came up. When he was about to knock, door opened from inside and woman wrapped in a blanket came out. Where is my room? Housekeeper immediately lowered his head and pointed to the door across. You rushed like a gust of wind. Jungkook sat on the bed, wrinkling his eyebrows. His face was obviously angry. This man usually looked calm and gentle, but after being disturbed by women and rushing out like that made him very unhappy, he wrapped himself with towel and walked to the door. Housekeeper carefully asked, Master John, are you awake? Jungkook pinched space between his brows. Do you think I can still sleep after being yelled at by her? Jungkook is always self-disciplined and very gentle to his servant, but who dare to disturb him during his sleep will be afraid by his anger. His behavior is extremely cold. Master John, Madam just arrived. Please tolerate her little more. She didn't know about your habit yet. Housekeeper tried to persuade him. I will ask the chefs to make breakfast. Please come down after freshening. I knew it. The side bedroom is big and luxurious. It turned out to be his bedroom. You threw the towel that was wiping your head after a shower. Your room is not big but not also small. It's just good. You regretted sleeping in his room. You pulled open the closet and saw a few night dresses and pajamas to wear at home. It was beautiful and elegant. You chose one and wear them. You had already slept with him, so you didn't need to worry about sleeping twice. Jungkook is sitting in the living room after breakfast, reading magazine, wearing black vest and trouser. He's very handsome in any way. It was as if he was that man that people looked up to. Yeah, mean to say high standard. Mr. June, you tried to maintain your politeness and sat in front of him. You were too aggressive last night, were not you? If it were not for the fact that he had servants under the roof, he would not have to be humble. This is his villa after all. He was so tall and you were petite. You couldn't beat him, otherwise you really wanted to fight with him now. He gave you a faint look. It's you who came to me by yourself. The fire was strong, endure it. You gritted your teeth. Then how can I be your legal wife? Can I have some requirement for our relationship in the future? You can try to tell me, but I don't know if I will agree. He faintly sighed. Your hands clenched for the sake of satisfaction that this little wife gave him yesterday. He didn't even care about asking for breakfast. You glared at housekeeper, not so far. When you point out destination to me, please tell me front, back, and rear. I can't understand opposite sides, which can lead me into wrong way. East, west, north, and south is not in my diary. Jungkook slowly put down the newspaper and looked up. I remember that you are already 18 years old, you are attending high school, and you don't even have ability to distinguish directions. How old I was? Does this have anything to do with my school? How can you blame me? Don't go too far. I'm born to have a bad direction. You said angrily. Give her a compass. This man, yes, sir. Housekeeper nodded. You know that you had been insulted. No, it's strange. I don't know how to use it. But you ignored it. In that case, you should know your own room. He looked at you with gentle manner and fought with you like a mature person. It's your fault that you got into someone else's bed by mistake. There is one more thing. I believe Mr. Bang told you yesterday that you will be grounded for a week because you went to meet Lee Heeseung on your own. I will teach you a lesson. We had pre-wedding agreement that I will solve the problem for you, but the promise is that you won't take any shift to get into trouble. I will handle everything for you, but try not to cause trouble. You don't have to worry about your life here. Mr. Bang know that Jungkook's words are all good for you, cause outside media is wild, and after offending Heeseung, he won't let you go that easily. Finished, you give him a long gaze, you can say it now. My second request, you show him the clothes. I am not used to wearing such a coquettish clothes. Please change into something comfortable like shirts or shorts, baggy clothes. Bang narrowed his eyes. It's all expensive clothes that he had asked people to buy overnight. How could you dislike such a latest brand? Change it for her. Jungkook looked at Mr. Bang. Yes, sir. Since you don't have any other problems, I will go to company. He stood up. You hesitate for a while. Well, what? He stopped. Didn't your secretary said that you really live here? Then why did you suddenly wanted to come here and do such a things to me? His lips raised slightly. How can you not eat delicious food that was sent to your mouth? It's not good thing for me to marry you if you don't even fulfill your duty as a wife. Your heart immediately turned cold and began to fear that he would come often here without reason. Take it easy, take my number from Mr. Bang and report me everything you do in future. Be obedient and stay here for time being. He left, you rested on the sofa and began to worry about your life. Is it good thing to marry such a man? Jungkook stood in front of the car and looked back at Mr. Bang. Watch her, although I don't know why she wants to live in Itaewon. Since she married me, I won't allow her to contact with Lee Heeseung. Mr. Bang is little surprised. Is master worried that Madam asked to live here because of Lee Heeseung? Jungkook's eyes turned slightly cold. It's little suspicious. He had asked people to investigate your past with Kim family, and Heeseung, after all, he had his eyes on you every time. Perhaps Madam is still not used to getting along with you. That's why he chose a quiet place. Master Joon, you don't have to worry about it. Jungkook didn't speak for long and sighed. You sat in the living room for long, ashamed, thinking of what Jungkook had said, and you decided to post on Insta, having feelings for women. Your Instagram account used for articles and production. You had gained many female fans. They are always supportive. When you post question, many started to comments. You didn't dare to expose about Jungkook. If you do, then these ladies will go crazy and you will beat that fight tomorrow. From his hand, that man is weak. How could he make made an incredible request and forced others to carry it out. It's awful. Thinking that you could have free life after a week, you didn't plan to cause any trouble. You will be getting salary by him. Thinking about it, you actually have good appetite and started to eat your breakfast. I am sorry, Mr. Bang. I am being rude while eating, but it's so delicious. He is surprised. Madam, if you like type of food in the future, you can ask chef to cook for you. Later, doctor will come to examine you. You almost choke on your food. Why are you calling doctor again? Didn't she came yesterday? Madam, Sir John said that you are too thin and he wants doctor to examine your physical health and ask to prepare nutrition diet for you. Thin? You couldn't believe it. It's what called zero figure. It's a female dream constitution body. This is Sir John's order and this is his number. Madam, please cooperate with doctor. You swallowed food nervously that you are eating. Was he afraid that you would not be able to have a baby if you are not healthy enough? In the afternoon, Mr. Bang asked some man to move your things from your friend's apartment and you were busy arranging it into your room. High class clothes, jewelry, many more. And the female's items are all sent into your room. When Jungkook returned from work, he can feel you are busy with your stuff. What is she doing in that room? Mr. Bang informed that he wanted to make studio in your room. As soon as you finish your work and open the door to go out, Jungkook is there standing with gold keys with his housekeeper. Jungkook, you are back. He looked at the man standing outside your room. He glanced behind you and saw a table and bookshelf and many flower pots. Wine, I'm warning you. Don't do anything troubling in my residence. I have told you that you have to report before you do anything first. Should I ask for permission for each things? Didn't Mr. Bang told you already? He didn't move an eyebrow slightly narrowed. What do you want studio for? I am off school now. I have to review my study occasionally. Besides, didn't you said before marriage that you will help me whenever I needed anything? Now I want studio in this room. Your little face was raised up to meet his eyes. You did remember clearly what he said, and there is no room for him to refuse. This woman would use privilege he had given it like this. Okay, just be careful. You were happy and walked in. Why did you quit school? Man asked from behind. I'm married and in a great trouble. How can I afford to go to school? You clenched your fists tightly. Even you have specific reason to not to go to school, but you can rest assured for this. You don't have to listen to people anymore. If you want to continue studying, I can arrange the teacher for you. To tutor, straight here and study. Why you suddenly feel lazy talking about study? Oh, thank you, Mr. Jones, for your kindness. I will think about it first. Jimin take the government's bid for the piece of land. He hung up the call and took a sip of drink, enjoying the night view in the Itaewon villa. Master John, you shouldn't let conflict arise between Lee Group and Hybe Enterprises. Old Master will not be happy about it. Since Jungkook wanted to avenge, this was what he promised to that woman. He won't let Lee Heeseung to have peaceful life. It's piece of cake for him to suppress any kind of business. Whether it was to vent your anger or not, of course, he doesn't like Lee Heeseung's guts. Late at night, you had these thoughts in your mind and you couldn't wait any longer and went to knock the door opposite side. You knocked for 5 or 6 times. Jungkook. Door opened and man stood there with his pajamas, coldly like iceberg. In the middle of night, being disturbed made him very unhappy. Why? I'm warning you now. He looked terrible, completely different from his usual self. Not a lot of people dare to disturb me while I'm sleeping. There are even fewer people like you who don't care about their lives. You were shocked. Wait a minute, I have something to tell you. Speak. He stood there wearing his see-through pajamas. You could see his skin. Reveling his tattoos, you are not so fan of kind of thing. But when it comes to him, you lowered your head with slight blush. He stared at you coldly, running out of patience. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I heard about. Since our relationship is just nominal and superficial, you don't have to hesitate and you can continue to be with men. It takes a lot of courage for you to say these words to him. There is probably no one else in the world that wants their husband to go and find other men or women, but you didn't want him to come and ask you to have you. If you look for others, then you will have a great night every day. At least, not for now. Jungkook was blank and couldn't believe what you just said. He narrowed his eyes. Look for men? Why would I look for a man? What are you talking about? You raised your face up. Or not you. I slept with you twice and held a wedding. It should be clear to you. And the door slammed shut in front of your face. You were shocked. What a big temper. Was it just a fake rumors by outsiders? You scratched your head. Week went well after getting married. Jungkook started to live here, but he barely appeared in front of you. He went out early and come late. According to agreement, he didn't disturb you. At afternoon, you watched TV. In the news, it said that President of Hybe Enterprise won the piece of land and man appeared in the TV. As reporters are interviewing him, who personally came to government's bidding fair, and people are wonder whether High President will become opponent of Lee Group. Jungkook won the contract that Heeseung had been eyeing for long. On the news channel, there is both men's appearance. Seeing Heeseung's frustrated face, you laugh. At the same day, Jungkook was thinking about you being grounded for a week, and it's over. He got the call from his grandfather. What's the matter, Grandpa? Didn't my lawyer send marriage certificate back to family? Yes, but didn't I ask you to don't let conflict of interest between John and Lee family's business? The land you bid was the land he sang, trying to have it first. Old man was obviously trying to do favor to Lee family at his point. Jungkook crossed his legs. It's my business, Grandpa. There is no name written on that piece of land. You, old man held back his anger. Forget it. When will you bring my granddaughter-in-law back? I'm sorry, I'm not free to do that. Jungkook immediately hung up. It has nothing to do with them whether he wanted to bring his wife back to John family or not. You downloaded some applications in your phone and watched the news on TV and became happy. You finally wanted to share your peace of mind with his son. So you put your SIM card in the phone and called him. Wine. Other line, his person was gloomy and horrible. I saw today's news. Your expression was priceless. How it feels to lose what you want. Heeseung gnashed his teeth. This woman, who he had been searching for a week, finally contacted him. Why and how dare you? It has nothing to do with you. You looked at the shining ring on your finger and smiled. But I want to congratulate you for losing the bid for the land you had been keeping eyes on has been robbed by someone else. It's more exciting than to hear about rumors of dominance. You hear things breaking on the other side. Why and don't talk nonsense. I will strangle you to death if I see you.